everyone, welcome to the channel for new battle report. So after good round 1 we go to game number 2 where I'm paired against a Dwarven old player, Bugman44. My list, you know it already, this was his list. So basically we have the special character Dina's Bete Gods. For those of you who don't know what he does, basically he has multiple strong anti-magic rune like Devouring, Denial, and I think another one. Is giving hatred to one of my units per turn. So after turn 6 there are 6 units in my army that are going to suffer from that. So quite strong. He's not that good in combat, but he's bringing a lot to the table with those effects. Then he has a strong good magical setup with the Runic Smith and the Anvil, and the rest of that is full combat unit, mid-size unit, really MMU type of list. 60 Kingsguard, 20 Deep Watch, 2 times 10 minus, and a total of 45 Greybeards, so full infantry and combat army. Here we play Skull of Arad Redstop, and I think it was Encircle, and you will see the role for the first turn will be, for the defender, will be very decisive. That's something I've been criticizing in my last video. If you saw one of my last video where I talked about Season Pack 2 and what I think about it, and this is going to be a very good example on how you can just win the Skull of Arad Redstop just on the first roll. I also got Save the Banners, which is the easiest of the secondary. So this first roll is really worth 4 points. So it's a very important roll. And spoiler, I'm going to win it. So yeah, I think that was key, and that's why I put Pass to Victory, win the first roll. I think that was the most important roll in the entire battle. Then for me to avoid any risky fight against this list, I felt negative about the matchup. That's a matchup where I've been clicked in the pairing towards the end of the pairing, and it's a negative matchup, dangerous fight. I don't like it. My range damage doesn't do much against 3-up armor save from range damage. So yeah, it's not a match I wanted. I just wanted to avoid any risk and play on disadvantage from the primary and secondary. Therefore, it's going to be a quite quick battle report. What happened in the deployment, I think that's the most important to explain. So I win the roll, I take bottom. As you can see, I can be on 1, 2 with the Vanguard Defender, and 3 out of the 4 train piece that had clue token. I got 3 of them at the deployment stage, and yeah, that's what I was mentioning. I think it's too much of an advantage for me as a defender. So it's already, I get the choice just after the turn 1. So that's what I've been doing. My opponent dropped something at the beginning like a Greybeard. Then I dropped those Blunderbuss, and I checked that they could Vanguard. Then he dropped something else, I don't recall, I think maybe the Deep Watch. Then I dropped those guys, and then he elected to drop for first turn. He thought, okay, Matt put 2 units here on the left, so he's going to play left because all the train are on the left, so he needs to be on the left. And that's why he went with a heavily left with Kingsguard, Greybeard with the character, a Deep Watch, another Kingsguard, and then in the back the 2 little unit of Greybeard, and in ambush obviously the minus. That being said, I saw the distance between here and there, and I thought, okay, I can just play on the opposite. Since I can select the primary, I can pick this one, put Blunderbuss to zone the minus, and that's automatic win on the primary, and I can just avoid fight because those units are so slow to come at me. I can put them really out of the game. So I put the Lugars here, touching the hill, looking that way. I have here my War Machine. That's the best spot to be hidden from the minus, because if they come in the back they will suffer from cover, and also I can zone them effectively with the Blunderbuss. So I felt the best position, which is a bit counterintuitive, is up the field as much as I can and as far away as possible from the board edge. So the turn 1 of my opponent, he just pushes as hard as he can from the left and also in the middle. I will not go too much into the detail of the spell and so on, because I think it doesn't matter that much, to be honest with you. But he will get like -1 to wound hard target, or hard target distracting, depending on the turns, and try to minimize the range damage I can do. That's going to be most of his magic phase, and for me, I'm going to target at the beginning of the battle those units in the middle to allow me to get a solid counter push on the right flank, and to get some board control on the right flank of the map, some breathing space, and to reorganize my battle line. So my one, I will actually, those guys, they turn around to move even more. They turn around, but like that, yeah, exactly. And then next turn, this will allow me to move even more. Those guys, they march that way. These guys reposition. Here I counter push a bit forward, and here I turn around, so I have Lugars and Blunderbuss who are zoning my backfield to avoid the minus, basically. Magic, I will do some damage, but yeah, I kill some of the guy in the middle, like I mentioned. His turn 2, he pushed toward me, the minus ambush on the left. As you can see, those guys are looking that way, because I thought that he's so far away from me. He's not going to reach me anytime soon. I try to push a bit with the deep watch. I'm going to shoot him back. On my turn, I start to reform the battle line. I push those guys forward, reposition the Lugars. Those guys move towards the back of the field, and they're going to turn around later. And I continue to push a bit with my 3 immortal block are basically guarding my center. And I start to do damage here. Boom, boom, double Nafta, Pyro, and so on. Doing some small damage, but step by step. I also try to shot a bit with this guy at the beginning towards the anvil, because I had range and line of sight, but he made some ward save, and after that I'm going to be shooting a bit in the middle and later in the game towards the left to slow down even more the big unit on the left. Basically, that's going to be how it goes. I continue to push on the left on his turn 3. I reposition, and you see my turn 3, I have the battle line form, and it's not so easy for him to break that, because if he push any unit, I mean, he's no stubborn, he's not bodyguard. So basically, if he moves forward and attempt me with too many charges, that could be very risky for him, that I could break him. So he also needs to pay attention to that, and he needs all his forces combined. As you can see, my unit are covering themselves pretty well. His unit are a bit far away from each other, and yeah, he needs to wait for those guys pushing on the left, and it's not so easy to do. I spare you the detail of the magic and shooting. Like I say, you see the unit in the middle are starting to suffer, and here I'm going really to push hard with the blunderbuss to make those damage and take some point. His 4 is push more to the left, my 4 I push more and I get into range. Here I'm going to focus them with rocket battery, shooting and so on, magic. I'm going to, I think, kill that unit entirely. On the left I continue to close. His 5, he push heavily and tells me, okay, you can charge me. Here I'm chaffed. I could double charge, but that's risky. I could charge also, but that's a bit risky, and I want to shoot, not to charge. So on my 5, I'm going to chaff him and tell him, you can charge me in the flank, you can charge me in the flank. You can also charge, I think, one of those guys here in the flank. But basically, it's not going to be possible to overrun into anything. And then you're going to struggle on your turn 6 to reform in a way that I don't have any flanks with my unit. That's going to be hard for you to achieve, and that's going to be very risky. Then you can take a big loss. So I give him a choice. You can take the Lugar in exchange for risk of taking a big loss, or you can save the points. And he's going to play safer, move a bit back, nothing crazy. I think he's going to attempt maybe some long charges here, but he's going to make none of them. I think that's even better for him to not make one of those. I think they were like on 5 or 6 both. If it's only one you see making it, I have absolutely no issue. If it's both, it could be a bit problematic, but very unlikely. And if he makes, yeah, with only one, I think he loses the unit and even potentially can pursue and then get some other unit. So I think it's even better for him that he didn't make any of those charge. On my 6, I would just reform, shoot. I think I kill, I fluff a bit. I roll high on the turn 3, I think, or 4. And here I fluffed and I leave like half the unit. Here also I leave like some minors. I don't take all the points. But yeah, that's going to be the game, basically. So I win primary, I win secondary, and I win 2 points, which makes it a 16-4 without having to take any fights. So yeah, a bit sorry for my opponent, because the game, I think, was won on the first roll and on the macro advantage. I took advantage from his deployment, his lack of mobility. And definitely, I think here the big regret is the deployment for a Dwarven hold. He could have deployed much more in the center and tried to push straight at me. I think he really gave me the opportunity to play on the opposite side part of the map, and therefore I just took that opportunity to not fight, because I knew that the fight were risky. He has good magic, he has hatred, so the fight were a bit risky for me, and I preferred to take a safe win rather than engaging. So yeah, a bit disappointing type of game, but that's sometimes how it is, and I hope a good learning for my opponent regarding the deployment phase. Anyway, the round went pretty well. As you can see, we got the 6 win, so we cap again. So we got 2 cap after round 2, which is a very good start. And the round 3 is going to be against the team that won the last year, that took the trophy away from us. So we needed to exert some revenge, because we beat them last year, but that wasn't enough to take the trophy at the end. So we hope this time we can do a bit better. Anyway guys, thanks a lot for watching, and talk to you soon on the channel. Goodbye, take care.